So today is the day I'm celebrating my 50th video on YouTube. So I thought I'd take you back to the very beginning and tell you a little bit of the stories of how I actually became a professional artist and created the business Art in One. So I'm going to take you back to 2013-2014, and at the time I was actually employed by a company as a business development manager. And at the time my job was to work in an office, to sit in front of a computer all day, punch numbers, make phone calls, and I've got to be honest, I didn't really enjoy my time. I'd been doing business development for a couple of years up until that point for various companies, and I just wasn't having a good time with it. I was catching the train home every single night and I was just not happy within myself. And it was actually Natasha who supported me or pushed me to take on the artwork and to do the thing that I actually love to do. She really did inspire me to take that major first step into becoming a professional artist. And I remember I went back to work the next day just feeling completely different about work and my life and what I wanted to do. And actually it was a Monday morning and I was doing the same thing. I was having loads of negativity, just lots and lots of stuff going on. I rang Tasha at lunch and I said, look, I'm not happy with this. And she actually said, look, you need to quit doing this job and you need to do what you love, which is your artwork. And take it seriously, and that she would support me and all that kind of stuff. And after having that conversation with Natasha, I just felt really encouraged to kind of do it. And I remember just on that day I actually handed in my notice with my boss and I said, look, I sat down in a meeting room, it was really scary, and I said, look, I'm not having a good time with this. I really appreciate the opportunity. It's just, I should be doing something different with my life and this isn't it. Now after that it was pretty scary. On the train home I was thinking, what have I done? What am I going to do with myself? But I was really excited as well about this opportunity in the arts world. It was really exciting. So I got home and the very next day I started planning exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to take it seriously and that this wasn't a hobby. This wasn't something I was just going to do in my spare time. I wanted to be someone in the arts world. And I really wanted to make it. So the next day I got my pen and paper ready, started making some notes. I was looking up galleries, what it would be like to be a professional artist, where I could put my work, all these fantastic, amazing ideas that were coming for me. But I just found that I really didn't have anyone to talk to about this. Usually what happens when you get an idea is you speak to your friends, and your friends will give you expertise and advice and rah. I just didn't have any friends that were in the art world. I didn't know anybody. So after a couple of hours of jotting down ideas and YouTubing and Googling and all that kind of thing, I got really deflated because I thought, oh no, who could I contact for advice? How was I going to do this all by myself? And it was really scary. After a couple of days, I started to get a little bit more confidence about what I was doing. And I had the help and support of family, which was good. See, at that point I was sat at a desk and I was Googling what I was going to do with my life, and I had no idea how I was going to approach it, how I was going to make money or turn this talent of mine into a business. And I'd just quit a job that paid me 25k a year. So I had all sorts of worries around how I was going to pay my rent, what was going to happen to my relationship with Tasha, and it started to get very scary in that first week. And the way things started to happen for me was friends and family became very supportive of me and what I wanted to do. I started off really small, and I started by going out to WH Smith and Wilkinson's and the Pound Shop, and I started buying really cheap art materials for like £1, £2 just to get the ball rolling, because what I needed to do was to get good. It'd been a few years since I'd done art. It'd really gone on the back burner and I hadn't really shown anyone, I hadn't really done anything about it. So I wasn't very good. I wasn't a particularly good drawer. I was really out of practice, and I was struggling. And in the coming weeks, I just drew non-stop. I just drew everything. I drew animals and people. It was all in black and white. It was all nothing like what it is today with the colours. But everything was in black and white, everything was really standard, and the quality of my work just began to get better. The one thing that I tell any artist that gets in contact with me, or any school that I talk to, any student, any art student, is the point is to get good. And what I had to do was practice like mad. So I drew every single hour of every day, and eventually I got to the point where I felt that my artwork, my shading, everything was really coming together, and I felt that it was at the standard that maybe I could sell a piece of work to a customer. Now this is a big step, and I put my first status up on social media, and I said, as you all know, I love doing what I do. I've just launched this new business which is called GR Portraits. I would love to turn this into a career, and I'm taking on commissions. You know, big step, big scary step. I'm taking commissions, you know, £20 a commission. I'll draw your cat, I'll draw your nan, I'll draw your family, I'll draw anything for 20 quid. My very first customer, on my very first piece of work, and my very first payment as a professional artist, I just received. I was taking in lots and lots of commissions all the time. I was getting lots of emails, lots of Facebook requests. And what I did with that is I took all those little pockets of money and I reinvested them into GR Portraits, and I upgraded my pens and my pencils. So when I told you before how I was buying stuff from the pound shop, you know, 10 pencils for £1, I was now upgrading it slowly and slowly. I was getting better materials, better pencils. The more commissions that came in brought more money, and I reinvested that into GR Portraits, and I bought things like frames from Amazon in bulk, and I framed every one of my drawings that I did. And I started to charge a lot more, £50, £100, £150, £200, £300. This kind of gave me some confidence and some hope about what I was going to do with my life, being a professional artist in the industry, making money, all that kind of thing. In my first 6 months of trading as a professional artist, I'd already exhibited in 2 major galleries in our town, which gave me exposure to a lot more customers. A lot of people were coming in to see my work. I was using social media to promote myself, and things really started to pick up. So 3 and a bit years later, I'm looking back at this and I'm thinking, you know, the amazing work that I've completed and all the customers and the success of the business and now the YouTube channel. I look back and I don't forget those first couple of days and those first weeks where I was starting out, and I did want to do this. I did want to become a professional artist, and I really didn't know what I was doing, and it was very, very scary. But looking back at it now, I can happily say I'm glad I made the decision. There was a few key things that enabled me to do this professionally, and that is the support of your friends and your family is key. If you have that, you have confidence. It makes your life a lot better. Number 2 is to get good. You need a good product, and you need to have a sellable product, something that is good and decent. So you need to practice and you need to put in the man hours to make that happen. Number 3 is to start off small. I started off by buying things from the pound shop and buying things from WS Smith, really cheap stuff, just to get the ball rolling and get me some commissions in. So that's it from me, guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Remember to create, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.